Let's see. Hi, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Manoj Atri, your host for tonight. And on the nick of time, I think so. We are on schedule. So, Faisal, at the moment, we are, uh, let me take a high from our mortgage expert, and then we can have some format, and then we can start having a webinar live going there. Give give me a moment here, Faisal, and I just have to do some sort of fixing up before I can get into uh, voices from all over. Yeah, see, I knew that, and that is what I managed. So give me a moment here now, and I am going to come back to Faisal in a second. There you go. Hi, Faisal, sir. How are you? You're mute. Faisal, you're mute. What do you mean by snowed in? There was some snow today. Lots of snow? Okay, quite an amount. Okay. Faisal, let me just double check. And how is the. See, the main thing here is in January when the schools were closed and things like that, there was no snow. When everyone goes back, there is actually some snow. What do you have to say on that, Faisal? Who's playing tricks with us? There is something there in the market, like it is. We will have to figure that out. But at this particular moment, give me a moment. I'm just trying to configure my uh, video and see. Yes, I like the lighting at the back of you, so that is good, and that takes care of it. Okay, so I'm slightly fixed up myself there, and I should be looking good on camera. Okay, at this moment, we are live on Facebook. Okay, so let me double check. Yeah, we are live, and we're live on Twitter, and we're live on YouTube. So, Faisal, for a change, with least amount of glitches, we are in business today. Okay, and do you have to add anything? Then I'll start with the agenda of the day. Good to go? Okay, let me take over to the agenda of the day and see if I can explain that to our public. Again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Manoj Atri. I'm a real estate agent with the Remax Hallmark, and we have our guest mortgage expert, Faisal Garcia. He's with Dominion Lending, and he will be with us for the duration of the webinar. So that is where we are. Now, this is where we are starting today. I'll be starting with my real estate monologue, and I am today going to cover one of the main topics which keep on coming back and forth so many times: how to buy with low or zero down. And I have uh, we have done quite a few on this particular format, even with the mortgage broker here. Now, but today I am slightly going to change his role, and he is going to be a critic on this one and see how many faults he can find today. So that is the agenda. So that is where we will take it over. Okay, Faisal. So get ready to be the good critic. Good critic. Okay. Okay. Next one is Faisal. We are going to cover an article where this particular gentleman who has reviewed this article, he says you should only put down 5% and rest you should do some other kind of an investment. So we will look into that particular one. And then our last one is the topic of the day, that is, can owners change the rent to own homes deal? And that is for quite a paranoia that rent to own buyers have, and we are going to address that particular one. So, and again, our live interview with mortgage expert is going to be there for us during the course of the webinar. And if you have any queries, please feel free to put it on the chat, and we will try to address as we go along. Faisal sir, do you have to add anything to it? Go ahead, Faisal. Faisal, you are again mute. Yes. We have never covered anything in time. You can remain there. So I will start with there was a chat like they cannot hear you, but I think so you were on mute. So once you are now back, they should be able to hear you now. Okay, let's go through the first one. And Faisal, I put in a lot of efforts on this one to put it together. So I think so I should be able to explain in detail. And let's see if we can walk you through on this particular one. Give me a moment here. Faisal, now this is how you can buy with low or zero down. And in case if I'm not wrong, I'll be able to even explain that even if you can pocket some money. Sounds interesting, Faisal? Too good to be true. Perfect. Okay. I want you to be the best critic here today. You have done a few of those with me, so I know we are not wrong. But I will go slowly and we'll try to address this. Now, my first thing is buying versus renting. Now, the reason I wanted to start with this one is buy if you can afford the per month amount. So, in case if you cannot afford, we are not suggesting you to go with low or zero down. So, that is the preliminary format we are trying to explain it to you. And remember this, like there are still give us a call because this is a topic which I've done it with many various webinars on buying versus renting, where I can clearly explain it to you that buying is like a forced saving, and I will walk you through the numbers. I'm very good with that and should be able to walk you through even if you think that it cannot be done. Can you help me out with this? Like, have I done that correctly or not, Faisal? Okay. Now, Faisal, these are the articles that are going on a daily basis. People are making more money in real estate than their incomes. One of the properties within a month, $73,000. 73,000. The market is going crazy and bonkers. And so, before I explain you the whole format, the third one is try considering buying as a matter of forced saving. So even if you're paying $2,000 per month, you're still wasting. Okay. You are, again, I have another one that they are not able to hear you. I'm able to hear you, but they are not able to. Okay. Let's see if they may be able to hear you now. Okay. I've just touch something. Let's see if they can hear you now.
Okay.
Can someone in the chat please give me a thumbs up? I thought he was mute. Still cannot hear. Okay. Can you, guys, we have done something. And see, Faisal, can you speak for a few moments and we can double check
Sure.
if you can be heard or not?
So basically, why buying? How
Maybe
you
if
can
you
buy?
can increase a brief bit of your volume.
Mhm. My volume is full.
Your volume is full. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Let's see.
1 second. I'll because uh,
Can someone give us a thumbs up, or can someone just share? Uh, can Faisal be heard now or not? Faisal, keep on.
hello.
Yeah, keep on
Can
speaking. Keep
can
on
you can you
explaining
hear me?
whatever you have to, and see. Let's see if we can pick you up or not.
Okay. I'm just opening my volume mixer to see if there is anything there.
Because if something is there, then I will have to go and see if I can pick you up in your. Give me a moment here in your audio. Yeah, you're
Um.
okay now. You're okay now, Faisal. I've
Okay.
got a thumbs up.
Perfect.
Perfect. So I've got a thumbs up. They can hear you now. Okay.
Okay. Um.
Yes, we can. Okay. So yeah, I've got a Curvy. Two people have given me a thumbs up on. They can hear Faisal. So would you like to check your uh, as he goes along? Because I think so. We are able to hear him now. Okay. Let me continue. And in case if again he goes down, if someone can give us a yes, we can hear him now. Perfect. We have a thumbs up. Kirby also can hear him now. So we are good to go. Okay. Faisal, now let's start with the next one here. Uh, Faisal, we are getting good at it. I mean, we get these glitches and we are able to address them. So that's quite a thumbs up for us, guys. Okay. Now, let me take it to the next second component. Now, when we are doing buying, there are three components. So I'm just giving you a clear synopsis before I address the low or zero down. One is the income, one is the down payment, and the third is the credit score. Okay, now let's analyze the income further. You get qualified 4 times your annual gross income for a condo, 4.5 times annual gross income for a freehold property, and yes, you can get higher than 4.5 times if you have an excellent credit score and there is no debt. Does that make sense, Faisal?
Absolutely.
So we up till now, you are with me. You haven't lost me.
No.
Okay. So buying components, three components, and the income component. I explained it to you. Now let's explain high ratio mortgage insurance.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, whenever you are trying to buy a property, the banks are only giving 80% of the purchase price. Is that right, Faisal? It hasn't changed to
Absolutely.
75.
Absolutely.
So
80%.
banks are giving you 80%. You are putting down 5% as your purchase price. And this balance 15% is coming by mortgage insurers and they charge a premium for it. And if the down payment is 5%, then they charge you almost 4.1% of the purchase price and it gets added to the mortgage. So that's high ratio mortgage insurance. Are you there with me up to now, Faisal?
Uh, Technically, it's a little bit different because banks can do 80% of purchase price if it is not insured, but if it is insured, they can do up to 95% of the purchase price. So the entire money comes from the bank, but they can do 80 without the insurance, 95 with insurance.
Yeah, so banks don't give you more than 80%. Is that a good statement?
On their own, yes, but when you do 5% down, the entire 95 comes from the bank. The mortgage insurer is insuring the mortgage.
Oh,
So
okay. So there is some jugglery behind the scene.
yes, but this for our webinar purposes works.
Okay. Now, Faisal, I still have some. Can you increase your volume somehow, or let me increase my volume so that I can maybe hear you better? Go ahead. Can you speak for a moment?
You should be able to hear me well
I
because
am, yes, I just increased my volume so I am able to hear you well. Yes, perfect. Okay, so in this particular one, for the buyer, the 15% is coming from the mortgage insurer. Is that right? Or via
um
the bank, or via the bank.
yeah, it is with the bank, but mortgage insurer will insure the entire mortgage because it is 5% down.
Okay, and they are charging you 4.1% of the purchase price, which is added to the mortgage.
Exactly.
Okay, now, so we are still not far in a mess with the discussion.
Hmm.
For a first time buyer, you can get away with 5% purchase price. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, for a second property, you'll
Hmm.
require, as per my discussion with you, because you remember I had asked you this question query,
Hmm.
10% if it is after 1 year,
Hmm.
and if it is within 1 year, you may require close to 20% down for purchase price.
Yes,
Is this make sense?
absolutely.
Okay. Now, this is the base for me trying to explain the low or zero down payment calculations. Okay. You're here with me, Faisal? You haven't lost
Yeah.
me? Okay. Now, let's take an example, Faisal. Here.
Hmm.
Property purchase value $500,000.
Yeah.
The combined annual income has to be close to $125,000.
Hmm.
The down payment requirements are $25,000,
Yes.
5%. Approximate closing cost is 1.5% of the purchase price comes to close to 7,500. These are
Hmm.
thumb rules. You will get the exact at the time of closing. Total is around 32,500 minus the first time home buyer's rebate. Is that right?
Absolutely.
And if I'm not wrong, it's around $2,000 for a first time home buyer rebate,
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Yes.
somewhere in that way. Okay, now remain with me. This is where I am trying to explain the low or zero down. Now, there are some basic things that you will require in order to have low or zero down. So,
Mhm.
does it work? Yes, but there are some basic parameters to it. Credit score has to be 680 and above. Does that make sense, Faisal?
Absolutely.
Okay, if it is above 700, more you aim for 700, so that even if like 2 3 if it even fluctuates, it still remains above 680.
Absolutely.
Okay, now remain here with me, Faisal. I am trying to go through the RRSP route.
Hmm.
Okay, up to $35,000 per person you can take it out from your RRSP. Is that right?
Yes.
Per person. Okay, now Faisal, the main thing here is the one thing that I have to explain it at this particular stage is check. Yes, you have to make sure that in your notice of assessment, you are entitled for $35,000 to be taken out. You get my point? Is that right?
Yes.
Because if you don't have room for RRSP, but of this you cannot take it out. So the
Hmm.
first parameter is the credit score. Second
Hmm.
parameter is you should have room in your uh, RRSP notice of assessment. Okay, now Faisal, you don't need this entire $35,000. We just needed $25,000 for down payment. Is that
Yes.
right? Now, even like let's say suppose two people are buying, both combined can have close to $25,000. Each one of them can have
Yes.
15 or 20.
Yes.
That is a viable solution. So, does that make sense? Like what I'm talking here, you don't need $35,000. You just need $25,000 for low or zero down payment.
Absolutely.
Okay, so you're still here with me.
Hmm.
the money has to be in the account for more than 90 days.
Yeah.
Okay. And for RRSP, you don't do the payments for the first 2 years, and then you start paying after the first 2 years equal payments for the next 15 years.
Yes.
Are we all correct up to this particular stage of it? Okay.
Yeah.
My main emphasis when you are going for low or zero down is RRSP route. Now, do walk me through on this particular one. Do you have options? Can you take out money from line of credit for down payment?
So, line of credit, you are allowed to take money out for down payment purposes.
Okay.
They just have to be calculated in the ratios to make sure that your income is servicing the line of credit along with the mortgage.
Okay. So basically, you're basically saying that there should be room enough.
There should be a bit of room. When you're taking it out of line of credit, you need slightly higher income than otherwise.
Okay. I will have to get you rolling because your uh, screen had frozen. Okay. Give me a moment. Let me get, for the next slide, I'll try to get you on back. Okay. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So you can take out money from your line of credit, but then it will be taken into calculations. Is that right? What you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, what about Tfsa? Because we remember one of the clients we had was the Tfsa. What do you
Yes.
have to say about Tfsa?
Um, TFSA is another option. It just means that you don't get um, tax deduction when you are contributing to TFSA, but any income you make is tax free.
Okay. But in all these three options, do you think you can take out money for down payment?
Yes, all three of them allow you.
All three of them will allow you. Is that right?
Yes.
So now let's say suppose someone is trying to purchase it. Hey, see, if you're trying to do buying a property with zero down, you will have to do some homework.
Yes.
And well, I mean, I don't find a problem with doing this homework, getting your see. This homework should be done like a must because
Hmm.
the reason is you get the best credit because best interest rate.
Hmm.
You get qualified for more. So it is in the interest of the person who's trying to buy that they should try to achieve the credit score for 680 and above. And
Hmm.
fortunately here, if they don't have it, they can call you. You can get them above 700 anyway. You,
Yep.
the expert credit repair guy here. So that is what I'm. But now, my question to you is: when people ask me, like, it's not a possibility, am I giving them the right information here or not?
This is a possibility. This is definitely, we've done many of them.
Yes. So that is what I'm saying. It is 100% because when people say like no, it just exists on the paper, or we are giving them some thing to speak on the websites or somewhere else. No, it is exists. You can do
It
it
exists.
correctly.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to go a step further. Okay. Let's do the first part of the calculation here, Faisal. Okay. So you're trying to buy a property for $500,000.
Hmm.
You have 5% down payment, so down payment is $25,000. I am CMHC fees I'm doing here, and closing cost I'm doing here, and the total amount is coming to 32,500. And this may be your mortgage amount. And this is just a general synopsis I'm trying to explain. There is nothing wrong here. Do you think
Hmm.
it's what we have just discussed?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's go to the zero down part. Okay, Faisal, let's say suppose someone is now trying to take an RRSP loan.
Hmm.
Okay, so they have not been able to save, but they take an RRSP loan, and it has to remain there for 90 days in the bank account then only they will be able to, use it as a first-time buyer benefits.
Okay.
They may have to pay close to $250 per month, and for 4 months, you may have an expense of $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
Make sense?
Yeah.
Does this number make sense?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I am not exactly sure, and maybe an accountant may give us the correct numbers based on your personal income tax returns and things like that. But assuming that your combined income is close to 125, and if you show that you have contributed 25K in your personal taxes, will you be able to do 5,000 savings in your taxes?
You mean savings on 25K
When you will
in
file your
RRSP?
taxes, when you will file your taxes,
Mm-hmm.
you will put down, like in the RRSP, we have put down $25,000.
I see.
So you will get a tax savings.
Okay. Yeah.
Because last time I had checked was around 3 or 4, but I was not sure. Like, and with the income, it may come to almost 5. So
It
anywhere,
really it really depends on the income, but
yes,
5,000 is a good number to use for now.
I know. That's why I kept it as a round figure, but it can be anywhere from 3,000
It
to 500 depending upon your income bracket.
Yes.
Okay, so this number is making sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now you were able to now get $25,000 for your down payment,
Mm-hmm.
and the closing cost is $7,500.
Okay.
Are you here with me?
Yes.
Faisal, if the credit score is 680 and above, many a times we have been able to also get our clients cash back,
Yes.
and the cashback can almost be close to 4% of the purchase price. You can get almost close to $20,000.
Mm-hmm.
So you needed 33,500, and you with yourself now will have by the end close to 50K. You can even pocket close to $16,500 there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. If you have not borrowed for RRSP contribution, you have to have RRSP in, like, savings in RRSP, and you can pocket that. But if you have taken a loan for that RRSP, then 16,000 will go, and you will only have 9,500 as your loan.
No, 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 no. There is you remember I have given you the information of a person. There are some institutions which don't want you. They don't require you to pay it back.
Mm,
You can keep on paying on a per month basis.
Yes, I'm not talking about cashback. I'm talking about RRSP.
Yes, I'm talking about others. I can give
Uh,
you the name of the institution or gentleman who
mm-hmm,
they don't require you to pay it back. You can keep on paying
mm-hmm.
on a per month basis. Yes, if you want, you can pay it off. There is no one stopping you.
Yeah.
But
Uh, I mean, I don't mean from the government angle. I mean from the loan perspective. Let's just say this client does not have money in their RRSP,
okay,
then they have to get a loan and contribute. I mean, either way, 16,500 will go towards, if they borrow from the institution to deposit into RRSP, then that 16,500 can go towards that. Or if they have money in RRSP and they don't have a loan of RRSP, then that money can go in their pocket. Yes.
absolutely right. I accept your version. Like you have these funds, you can pay back your RRSP loan amount, but
Yeah,
there are institutions which do not require you to pay it back.
absolutely. Yes.
So that is where I'm saying. I mean, in case if someone is wanting to pocket some money just to be on the safe side of things, you have the
Mhm.
funds. Because see, when you try to buy a property, the first 6 months are very, very tight,
Yes.
and that is the time. Now, again, this is one portion. So, do I make sense when I say yes? You can buy with low or zero down.
Yes.
I'm showing you the numbers here. And if someone works properly and gets a proper guidance, yes, you can do it. It's not rocket science. Now, Faisal, we have also done purchase plus improvement.
Hmm.
And you can get, let's say, suppose even if you buy a fixer upper. Now,
Hmm.
let me explain 2 minutes what exactly is this 40K for purchase and improvement. Is this amount 40K only or it has increased? Yeah, maximum you can get only 40K.
40K
Okay.
max.
See, now let's say suppose you have been qualified for a property to buy up to $500,000. On the basis of your income, you got qualified up to $500,000. But you only buy a property for 450, then you can get up to 40K for purchase plus improvement. Is that right, Faisal?
Yes.
So apart from this money, even if you want money for fixing up, you have those options there on the table. I'm just adding, it is a possibility. It is not outside the realm of reality.
True.
Faisal, now you take it over. Give me your 2 cents. Did I make any sense here or not? Okay, you
No
are
numbers.
frozen.
Sorry.
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm going to fix you up in the meantime. Go ahead. I'll try to explain it.
Um. No. Numbers are making sense. It's done many a times this way.
Yes. Okay, let's see here. Let me get your background photo for a moment. And let me, do you want to add anything to purchase plus improvement till the time I fix up your freeze on the Skype?
Um. Not really. I mean, purchase plus improvement is a pretty standard. Yeah, well, it's not used often, but it's a product that exists, and in properties that need work, it's a good product to use. It's been around for many years. It just hasn't been used often. Um, yeah.
And can you again explain what exactly how the purchase plus improvement will work till I'm fixing your stuff?
Basically, the way purchase plus improvement works is you buy a property that requires improvement. Let's say kitchen, bathroom, driveway. All three together is 40,000. Once you do those improvement, the value of the property will go up. So you need an inspection, um, and a quote from a licensed contractor. Actually, some institution even allow a homeowner to be able to do it. And $40,000 is being given on top of mortgage, and it goes right into the lawyer's account. And all you have to do is give the receipts and invoices to get the money.
Okay. Now
And the contractors can get the money directly. Um, it's a fantastic product.
it's a fantastic product. You need to say, okay, give me. I'll take another 2 minutes, and if you want to elaborate anything else which we have discussed,
Yeah.
anything else, Faisal, that you have to elaborate?
No, nothing else that I think of on that product. It's a good product.
Yeah, I know. We are fixing the movie picture. Yes, I am fixing the picture. Give me a moment here, Faisal. Your picture has frozen. So if you can keep on talking, anything else you want to add, any information till I fix it up.
No. Um.
And go ahead, Faisal. Uh, uh,
No, nothing. I mean, eh,
uh,
can we work with some?
what did you think about the um, full low or zero down?
Um, it's a it's a product we've used in the past. Um, there are few steps to go through, but obviously, you know, client that needs that product does not have down payment, um, and therefore we have to work with down payment first, and then get to the other portion.
Okay, why don't you give me more clarity on line of credit? How would you go about with the line of credit?
Um, Basically, it's you apply for a line of credit um, that you can get approved for, and then you use those funds towards the down payment. It's not difficult. It's just only certain banks do it,
Okay,
and you just have to you have to package the file right. That's all.
okay. Finally, I am having. Now, how much on the line of credit? How long does it take, and how successful have you been to?
Um, it really depends on client's credit and income strength. Um, it has worked. I would say so far from the applications I've made, I would say about two got approved.
Mhm.
Um, Actually, three got approved. Two of them low amount. One of them very high amount. Um, so it depends if they have. Um, yeah, I guess it depends on many other factors.
Okay, give me 1 second here. I just went from starting it all over again. I am having some issues with getting the image. And okay, now at how much up up to what amount do you think we can get? I have it here now. Wow, it has taken me a while, but I managed. Faisal, can you imagine this? I am getting quite an expert with fixing things up here. Okay, I have you on this thing here, and now you are good to go, sir. Go ahead. People have been waiting for you. Yes. Can you? Is there a limit that the mortgage amount to qualify as a 40K improvement? Yes. The question was, Faisal, let me answer this question. Again, let's explain you this particular one. You are pre-approved for $500,000 property. Is that right, Faisal?
Yes,
Your income is 125 and you're approved for $500,000. But you only buy a property for 450. You don't buy for 500. So you have a 50K room there, and the bank will only give you up to 40K as purchase plus improvement. Is that exactly right? What I'm speaking?
absolutely.
So that is how. And then uh, let's also explain them how do they give that funds. So you will have to give the contractor receipts, and you may have to spend some money upfront, and you submit those receipts to your lawyer because he already has the approval there, and then they are dispersed.
Yes,
Is that is how we got it done a few times?
yes,
Is that right? Yes.
yeah.
I hope, Kirby, that answers your question. So these somehow I've formatted four things here.
Mm-hmm,
I'm working on Facebook,
mm-hmm.
Twitter, YouTube, and the chats, and the glitch with Skype, and I managed all. Okay, guys. So wonderful. Anything else you want to add, Faisal? To then I take it to the next portion.
No, that's all I have to say on
That's
that
all you
topic.
have to say. Okay, let's head over to our. This is an interesting article, Faisal. I'll take you there. Okay,
Hmm.
and see if it makes sense to you. Now, This is an article written by Mark, and it is my own advisor. And I'll get you his full information. Let me see if I can get his full name here. His, he's written an interesting article here, and I'll get you his full name there, Mark's Sybil or something. And he's written a very nice, interesting article there. Okay, he is trying to tell us that should you only put down 5% down on your mortgage and invest the difference? What do you have to say about it, Faisal? Are you there?
Yeah, I am here. I'm here. I'm just I don't know what to say. I would have to look at what he has
No,
to.
I just want you to, on the fly, I've asked you a question. If you can tell me, uh,
Mhm.
his name is Mark Seed, okay? And he's written this particular article. Should you only put down 5% down on your mortgage and invest the difference?
I'm not sure. I would say 5% is good enough to, if you can qualify for 5%, there's no need to put
Okay,
more.
let's ask you in a different way. Let's say suppose you have 20% down payment,
Hmm.
okay? And should do you want to put down 5% as a first time buyer, or you want to put down 20% as a first time?
If you can put down 20%, then
Okay, what are
why
you
not?
saving? What are you saving with 20%?
4.1%.
Okay, so 4.1. So you're saving $16,000. Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense. Let me do some rough calculations here. Faisal, you're saving $16,000. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, and how much are you saving on a per month basis?
About $200 to $300.
See, on 1600,000, how much is it going to? No, Faisal. For every $10,000 is $50.
Okay.
Am I saying?
Well, when you do the calculation between 5% and 20% on 500,000, it's $200 to $300 difference.
Oh,
Um,
okay, yeah. So 15% of 500 will be close to what?
um 75,000.
75K. Okay, on 75K, you're almost close to 350, I would say,
Hmm.
per month. Is that right?
Yes.
So 350 is what you will be saving. And for the next 5 years,
Hmm.
so 350 multiplied by 350 multiplied by 60 months. So
Hmm.
you're almost saving $21,000.
Yes.
So that is the difference, basically. Is that right?
Yes. Yes.
So if you don't have, am I missing anything here?
No.
You put down $75,000, the per month
Hmm.
amount will come to around $350 less.
Hmm.
But the thing is, can you do me a fast calculation? How much is it on a, because the mortgage rates are very, very low basically for federal pieces.
Yeah.
So how much is a mortgage for $100,000 on the best interest rate that you can get?
um let's see. Okay, $100,000 on
How much is it coming for a $100,000 mortgage?
25-year amortization.
And what is the best interest rate these we can get these?
Um, so we have access to HSBC 0.99.
Wow,
Yes.
HSBC 0.99%, and that's a variable.
Yes.
Faisal, that is why the entire public is crazy to buy something.
Yes.
Okay, so let's do the calculation for how much will be mortgage amount for $100,000.
Yeah. I'm just working on it.
$400, $450, what exactly does it mean?
Yeah, I'm just 376. Just
376, okay?
376.42.
Okay, let's work on 376 divided by 0.75, multiplied by 0.75. Let me multiply it by 0.75. Give me a moment. Okay, let's clear this out. 376 multiplied by 0.75. 0.75 being $75,000. For $75,000 difference, it is going to come to close to $282 per month.
Yes.
Multiplied by 60 months, it comes to $16,920.
Yes.
Faisal, why would I give 20% down if it is the same thing?
There is a difference.
Go ahead, walk me through.
At 20% down, you do not get that rate. Rate is higher. Number one.
Hold on. At 20%, the rate is higher. At 5%, the rate is cheaper.
Yes.
So it is more in my interest to do that.
Yes, but that's just one of them.
Okay.
At 20%, you're allowed to amortize for 30 years.
Okay. So let's go through. So with the 20% down, the amortization goes to 30 years. Okay, that looks like a bit of an advantage. Okay.
And that's about it. Those are two factors.
Okay. Now hear me out in a different way.
Which basically means with 20% you qualify for a bigger mortgage. Because the amortization is 30 years, your payments are smaller, therefore you can qualify for a bigger mortgage.
But if I'm not wrong, the qualification, like let's say suppose, see, your income is 125 and you get approved 4 times the income. So now you mean to say if you have 20% down, you will get approved for higher than $500,000?
Yes.
How much?
That we don't know. It depends case to case.
So it's almost close to 5 times the income. We can say that?
I would say so.
Okay, so basically that is the, but try to visualize at this moment, if we have worked out these two numbers, that means either you pay CMHC or either like in both the cases, you're doing the same thing.
Yes.
It's not a big difference here.
No.
My saying here is because if you have 15% down payment with you, you can down the line go and procure another property and rent it out.
That is possible.
Because if you have put everything in one egg, all eggs in one basket, you don't have for anything else.
No.
And there is also one thing I would like to add to this particular article. That, Faisal, if let's say suppose this was the main difference I was finding it out. But do you want to add anything else to it? Let's go through this article and see where we are. Okay, let's go through here. The bottom line is, if you expect the rate of return, let me get the zoom level slightly lower so that I can read the whole thing. Yeah, the bottom line is, if you expect the rate of return on your investment to be consistent than your mortgage interest rates over the life, you will have more money by paying the minimum amount and investing the difference inside your TFSA or RRSP. Faisal, he's saying you make more money with RRSP and TFSA than you make it with the mortgage. What do you have to say on that?
Absolutely.
So I'm again coming back to it. So we are having a discussion on whether if you between 5 and 20%, just to make it relevant. So you make more money with TFS?
No. So, okay. There are ways to make more money on TFSA,
Okay,
and I have done some things.
okay.
If you play stocks and so on and so forth, but it is not like real estate. It is, I would say, nowhere close to like real estate.
My 2 cents on this one would be, this is how I would figure it out. If you do not want to invest into any other real estate, if you don't want to do any other thing with that money, and just like instead of sitting in the bank to put it as down payment, yes, save those $16,000. Is that right? Otherwise, from my point of view, that 75K should be kept with you, and that 75 will make you more money than putting it as a down payment.
It will make you more money.
Okay,
Um,
go ahead.
I mean, if you don't need that for down payment, I suggest you save it in a financial instruments, because
Okay.
then the day you decide you want to buy another real estate, you have it.
Now, between you and me, let's just suppose you were there and you had an option with 5% and with 20%. What would you choose?
5%.
I too will choose 5% if I have the, because you never know when an opportunity comes and you have the money handy.
Yep. And things, life changes.
And the main thing here is the mortgage amount is so low, the interest rate
Yes.
is so low.
Yes.
You get the point?
Yep.
Okay, let's go to the next part of the article. What is the article interesting to you first?
Absolutely.
Give me 1 second there. Okay. I happen to agree with Mark that this post thinks of this. If a new home buyer, you should consider only putting 5% down on your mortgage and investing the difference. Yes. Okay. And he has done the same. CMHC is a mortgage deterrent, but you should know better. Okay. When you get a mortgage from the financial lender, you may be required to purchase mortgage insurance. Yeah, we know that. We have just discussed that particular one. And which may be commonly known as CMHC insurance, mandatory for houses less than 5% to 20%, 19.99%, they're exact to be precise. Essentially, this insurance product lenders, if you stop, okay, Faisal, I am just trying to ask you something different than this, okay? This, the CMHC of the high ratio mortgage insurance, they've been charging us this for a very, very long period.
Yeah.
Shouldn't they bring it down? 4%, 4% is a very high amount. Work with me, Faisal. Say yes.
It's a government agency.
Faisal, I mean, yes, it is
Eh,
a government agency. We are
let
the people who
let
are running
me
the,
let me
choosing the
shed
government.
more light
Yes, please. I
on.
want that.
It's 7:55. I don't want to take too much, but imagine, let's just picture, and I'm just going by my memory, one of the first homes we did.
Okay.
Just under 300,000, you buy with 5%, you pay 4%, you keep it for a few years, you sold it, same house went for, let's say, 500,000. The new person also did 5%. They CMHC got another 4% on that.
Mhm.
The same house got sold 3 years later to someone else, and they're buying it with 5%, paying 4% to
Okay.
CMHC.
Okay.
So they're making
10 to
4%,
12%.
no, 12% on 300 plus 500 plus 700,000.
Almost 15% from the day they start.
I think I've said it enough.
I mean, someone will have to come up with a better solution because I think so. It's a very, very huge amount. And if I'm not wrong, Faisal, few years ago it used to be less,
Yes.
way less, and then they increased it.
Yeah.
Throw some more light.
No, I think I've I've said enough.
You have said enough. Okay, let me correct it. I'll do the further part. Okay. Now let's go to the next part of this article. Let's see if I can get more clarity here. Give me a moment here, Fazil. I'm just trying to get to the article. Okay, again, they have just given a breakdown of the CMHC table there,
Mhm.
and anyone can literally go and have a look at it. Why just 5%? Why not 20% or more? We have given our input on that particular one. You can review this particular article and have a feeling that you know from the above, you must have a minimum of 5% down. We have just walked you through. Even if you have 5% down and then there is a cashback, so we can bring it down. Is that right, Faisal?
Absolutely.
Okay. When I talk to friends and teacher colleagues about real estate models and more, I hear that most people think it is best to have 20% down or more. We don't adhere with that particular. Uh, Now, I don't know, Faisal, I don't want to go into the detail of this difference because he has taken a property which was in 1995 at $130,000. I would have bought two, three of them.
So that doesn't exist today.
That is doesn't exist. So that is why I'm not going further into the article, but that is what is the gist, and you can do some calculations there. And we
Mhm.
have just given you some numbers on
Mhm.
the basis of our discussion here, Fuzzy, that if it is 5% or 20%, then
Mhm.
you can act accordingly. From our point of view, we should try to see if you don't require the funds, you're keeping it in a bank and you would like to get away with that, that's different. But otherwise, if you can get away with five, do that and then try to purchase another property because once you get a good feeling about buying a property, then down the line, you will be going over for buying a property completely. There. Are you there? Are you back? Take your time. I'm here. And with this, I think so we bring an end to our discussion on this small topic. And now let's take you over to our article of the day. Faisal, you have to add anything before I go to the article of the day. Yes, you're mute.
Sorry.
Not a problem.
I had to change the chair because
Not a
this was
problem.
quite uncomfortable.
Not a problem. Everything. Webinars are, we're still doing good, Faisal. We are still showing on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And
And we are at
I'm also addressing the chats at the same. Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
no, it's yeah, we should just move on to the next topic.
Okay. So we are doing time wise also, we are doing good. Wonderful. For a change. Okay, Faisal, I'm going to the. Uh, so we are here and we are discussing. Give me a moment here. I am now at my our presentation, and so let's go ahead and let's discuss the topic of the day.
Mhm.
I hope it doesn't close. I think so it has. So let's see till the time it takes us time to come back. And our article of the day is, Faisal, what do you have to say on this? Can owners change rent to own homes deeds? Can
You mean?
owners,
Hmm.
okay, the seller or the landlord,
Yeah.
change the rent to own homes deed?
You want me to answer that question?
I want you to think it over. Yeah, what do you have to say on that?
We have seen some stuff that.
In the news, yes. In the
Yeah.
news, we have seen that stuff. Yes.
No, not our client. I mean,
Eh,
clients that have come where the
yes.
contract said something, but things were going something else, and yeah. So to answer your question, um, there is a possibility, but if things are done right, then there shouldn't be,
True.
unless it is mutually agreed.
Absolutely right. There is some loading issues going on with Google Slides. So give me a few moments here. Let me get into the right slide. And I am trying to reach there. As soon as it is done, I will reach there. Okay, I'm back. So now, guys, we are trying to address, can owners change rent to own homes deeds? Okay, Faisal, why would owner wanting to change the deal? Let me explain the main part, and that has to be very well understood by the buyer or the tenant before he indulges into it. Okay, so let's walk you through here. And I have put it as when to own home deeds. Let's load it up. Okay, the main thing is, let's just suppose for an example, we start with a property and the purchase price is $500,000. And
Hmm.
an investor buys a property and the property value is $500,000. We have worked out everything correctly, and the appreciation price was 5% of the purchase price. Okay, are you there with me?
Yes.
Okay, in 5 years' time, he is buying this particular property at $630,000. Okay, and
Yeah.
that is what we call it as an option price. Everything is okay till now here?
Yeah.
Okay, the next slide is the one that is where the entire thing becomes a problem. This is the problem coming here. Okay, before I give the problem, let me explain what exactly is the option price. Option price is the amount decided initially between the buyer and investor of the seller as the final purchase price. Okay, so this is where we start with the whole exercise.
Hmm.
And now this happens. Wow, in 5 years, the value of that property has become 800.
Yes.
This is where the problem with the seller occurs. He has now, he gets greedy. $170,000 is lying there. He doesn't want to sign it. So this is the problem that we are trying to address today. So can the seller opt to change the deal? That is when he wants to get out of the deal. You get
Yes.
my point? So this is the problem, and with the way the prices are rising like crazy, that is what I'm trying to address here. Am I making sense here?
Absolutely.
And do you think it looks like it is a serious problem?
Yeah.
What would you say? So now, did you understand the topic clearly?
Yes. I mean, there's more money that the seller, the homeowner can make besides just giving it to the renter who has signed rent to own.
And these are contracts. And Faisal, this is an exact call I received a few years ago.
Yeah. I think I remember the property was in Brampton.
Yes, perfect.
Yeah, I do
So they
remember.
had a rent to own contract with some investor there, and they were seeking my advice, like in case if something can be done or not. And the main thing here is it's now a lawsuit. He wouldn't
Yeah,
let it go because it was too much of money. And then what they try to do is they try to find a fault with the entire contract.
absolutely.
The greed, the money part is huge. It is so
Yeah,
huge that it is mind-boggling. And that is when, so that is the reason you have to understand what you are getting into before you actually go. So that is how we are trying to address this particular format here today. Let me take you to
yeah.
the next slide. So now what I'm trying to do is I am trying to pick up 5 pointers for this rent to own home blues. Okay, let's
Um,
start with the first one, which is called tenant non-performance. Okay, what they will try to do is they will see if you have come up with any kind of a problem. And that is why, before you get into this particular contract, make sure you don't fall into this particular, you don't take it easy. Because at the time of option price or after the 5 years, this can become a problem. And Faisal, can you see my slides?
yeah.
I matched the rent to own blues with the blue color at the back. Okay, tenant fails to keep the agreement terms. Okay, Faisal, if the tenant fails to keep the agreement, terms of the agreement, they want to back out. The seller wants to back out. The landlord
Yeah,
wants to back out. Second thing, tenant misses any payment. See, if you miss a payment in a mortgage, Faisal, you have banks have these options. Are you there with me? You're on
yes.
screen there.
Yeah,
Banks have the option.
yeah. You get a,
You get
you get
some
skips.
relief. Some relief is there.
Yeah,
But in this particular case, he will act differently. Are you with me on this?
yeah.
They want to make sure that you do not get into like do not miss a payment here.
They want to take,
Yes,
they
and
want to use any
excuse that is there.
excuse possible to uh,
Get out of it.
get out of the deal.
And then let's say suppose something happens between the two of you, and you stop paying the rental amount.
Yeah,
Once you start doing it, they
you're,
will make it different.
yes.
Did I pick it up right?
Yeah, that is good.
That is called tenant non-performance. He fails to keep the agreement terms, misses payments, stops paying the rental amount, or anything else, non-performance of the tenant. And the main thing here is, see, once it goes into a litigation,
Hmm.
it is a different ballgame completely.
Yes.
Okay, and it may take a few years. And now I'll give you the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Let's say it goes into litigation.
Hmm.
He has now sold it to some other party and moved on. And
Yeah.
he may have even left the country. Do what you can. Litigation is a different bird. What do you have to say on that?
No, you're right.
It
Absolutely
is
right.
so when the rent-to-own deals are being done, you have to address this particular thing. Let's get ahead to the next slide. Next pointer. Okay. Next pointer is Closing issues. Okay, Faisal, this is very interesting there.
Mm-hmm.
The tenant lacks the kind of attitude you have to get your credit repaired.
Yeah.
Because the entire rent to own program depends on it. That you are doing rent to own because you're fixing your credit. Because the income issues remain the same,
Mm-hmm.
the down payment remains the same. The only thing that you are doing is fixing your credit to procure a mortgage. And that is why you are in a rent to own program. Now,
Absolutely.
tenant credit does not get repaired in time. From our side, we will walk you through 100%, but you have to do your part. What do you have to add to that first?
No, it's you're absolutely right. We can do our part, but the client has to do their. And
It is a two-way
if they
street.
don't,
It's a
yeah,
two-way
if
street.
they don't do things that are asked to do, it's a challenge. It's
Good.
almost impossible to work.
Faisal, you have a few experiences.
Yeah.
You have told them many times.
Yeah.
So if
Told
you
them many times, emails, you know, ask them to set up calendar, just many things.
many things. So you have to be on a schedule. You have to improve it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you won't be able to close the problem.
Yeah.
Income qualification shortfall. So that is why I have told them many a times, you have to, on day one, get qualified on the basis of the option price, not on the purchase price of the property today.
Absolutely.
So that you do not, like, see, let's say suppose, Faisal, at the time of closing, there is something here. If the price has increased by $800,000, the seller or the landlord is not going to give you a single chance.
True.
He will be very polite to you. He'll be very rosy to you. He'll do everything in the best interest. No, we'll work it out. But on that particular closing date, we will walk away.
Yeah.
This, it is too much money. $170,000. He's seeing right there and then.
Yeah.
You get my point? So it is a very big chunk of change there. Like that. Now, so you have to make sure you are not doing income speculation there. You are making sure that you get qualified on day one on option price. Is there some kind of echo, Faisal? You hear?
Yeah. I'm here.
No. Do
Nothing
you
on
hear
my side.
any kind of an echo?
No.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's get to the next one. Give me a moment here. Yeah, the third pointer here is, Faisal, shortfall on the down payment. Now, you had given some initial money and you had given some money for down payment and procure on a per month basis. Make sure you
Mm-hmm.
do not remain shortfall on the down payment, because then again, you will not be able to procure a mortgage. Am I making sense here?
Absolutely.
So you should, as a rent to own buyer or tenant, you
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure that you are not falling short on the down payment. Otherwise, you will not be able to close the property. And this entire 170 is your hard work, not the seller's or landlord's hard work.
Yeah.
And you have to make sure that you close the property. Okay,
It is a must.
it is a must, right? Okay, let's head over to the next point. Contractual issues. Faisal, they will find everything wrong with the contract if the amount is so far. Sometimes people do these contracts and they are not in writing. It's just a handshake. We're friends. We'll do it. You're mute, probably.
Yeah. No, I'm okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. No, I thought we were. Okay, now, give me a moment here. I think people have done these contracts on a handshake. How messed up that can. It is a nightmare waiting to happen. It cannot be. There is. We cannot emphasize this. It has to be in writing. Okay. Next, that contract has to be reviewed by lawyers and professional real estate agents if they are involved in the deal.
Absolutely.
It has to be watertight. You
True.
have to make sure you have covered all corners, all ambiguities, all ifs and buts.
Yeah,
Because once that amount is so large, the greed is huge.
absolutely.
And
Quite.
that is, it's a challenge in itself if that price goes to that particular. What do you have to add to that, Fazil?
No, greed takes over.
It is a simple human nature. It will take over. You were, see, an investor is just trying to make money. He's not
Yeah,
wanting to give money to you.
yeah.
Here, you are taking the money. And it'll be difficult for him to part. So
True.
you have to make sure that the contract is watertight.
Yeah.
No leakages,
No leakages.
no ambiguities, nothing unprofessional here. It is has to be a binding contract. If this happens, if this goes off, you have to still end up paying me this much, blah blah. Okay, let's cover the next one first. Either there can be other issues there. 5 years is a very big time.
Absolutely.
Your family situation can change. You were one, you can become two. You were two, you can go single. You were two, you can become three, four. It is a different requirement that can be there. Am I making sense?
Yeah,
So family situation can be completely different. The job situation can be completely different. You got a property, now you've got a job in some other part of the city. What do you do? Relocation issues can become. Now you are tied up with this particular one. So you have to make sure that you have some kind of an equation with the contract, with the buyer or with the tenant, with the landlord and seller. If
hmm,
this happens, then can we do this? And all those things have to be done on day one, not on after the contract has been signed. Things will change. Now,
yes.
Faisal, this is an interesting one. I've added. See if it makes any sense to you. Maintenance and repair issues, but obvious. Who does what maintenance? If it's a major something, some tornado was there and something is there, and roof is gone, pipes, the power outage was there, and the pipes have burst. Who takes those? You get my point?
Yeah,
Those can be major issues, and they all involve a huge chunk of change. It is not a simple equation here.
yeah.
Now, another one, I've given you the scenario where the value is increased. Now, let's say suppose the value even does not reach there. You bought it for 500, it has only gone 550. The bank is not going to give you $630,000. You get my point?
Yeah,
So, how do you come up with the difference? And you may not be able to close the problem.
absolutely.
So, and at that time, hold on, Faisal, he will not leave you. He will still ask you to pay the whole amount.
Yep. Doesn't matter what it is. Family, relocation, whatever. You are you're paying everything.
You're binded by this contract. So when you get into a format like this, make sure you understand what you are getting in. Now, Faisal, it's a very different format. I've said this is on the basis of the buyer or tenant. The sellers are not easy equation here. Okay. Now I've given it a different heading. Let's see if you can relate to that. Give me one moment. Faisal,
Landlord seller from hell.
we have heard that much quite a lot. Tenant from
Yeah.
hell.
Yeah.
Now you are giving your funds properly on time,
Hmm.
and he stops paying the mortgage. He's enjoying. He's shopping.
Yes.
That can become a nightmare. Faisal. All your money down payment is gone.
Absolutely.
Second thing, he may declare bankruptcy. What do you do now? This property has now gone in the courts.
In yeah, in the bankruptcy. What if
Or
seller dies?
what if the seller dies? Now it's become a state problem, it's a state issue.
Yes. Now you're dealing with people that were waiting for him to die. Right?
I wouldn't go there.
Who knows? Like,
Yes, I mean, am I picking the right relevant ones?
yeah.
You have to be, sure. Whatever can come into your mind, don't be into the excitement of putting it together.
Hmm.
Think what all can go wrong. And because of those reasons, Faisal, we call ours as a smart rent to own home program because we walk you through all
Ev-
these particular details and try to cover you from every angle. And that is why how we have made this program smart for you. So
yeah.
that is the reason that we call it a smart rent to own home program. And Faisal, do you want to add anything to it?
No, I'm uh, I'm good. We've given a lot of info.
But I mean, like, I mean, there was these some of these on the internet queries.
Hmm.
What and because I remembered that old one that she had called me and she said like, no, I had done a rent to own, and
Hmm.
now he's not closing. And to tell you frankly, the problem was where they were staying. They had given a notice there.
Ah,
They had procured the mortgage and everything, but
I
he
see.
wouldn't close the property. The main thing here is like they had that particular property and they had another property also. So they had shared it out, and the entire family and the extra family were moving into that particular property, and the seller would close. So those are some of the views that are there. And now, before we conclude, let me take over to Pfizer's websites so that in case if they would like to be in touch with you, they can be in touch with you there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes us for the webinar that we are doing today. And now I am taking you over to one of Faisal Garcia's website, which is called faisalgarcia.com. He's with Dominion Lending and he does excellent mortgages. And today he said he's about to do 0.99% with HSBC, Faisal, you see?
Yes,
And that's a variable, is that right?
it is 5-year variable.
5-year fixed variable or 5-year variable, what do you call it?
5-year variable closed.
Faisal, this is like This is like awesome.
Yeah, we're working on a new website for it, for that particular, like, I mean, yeah, we're working on something.
So I would literally say if people who are on the fence or on the sidelines, they need to act now. But why
Yeah,
are the interest rates so low, Faisal? What is the reason?
I'm not 100% sure, but what I do know is this rate is limited time.
What do you mean by okay? What do you mean by
It's
limited?
0.99 is not going to stay for a while.
And what are the requirements? 20% down or what?
No, 5%. Minimum 5% down, has to be primary residence home. There's a good checklist.
And what do you have to be like? Okay, you have one property, but you are going to go there and you will sell this one.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's way to work around, but it's a good checklist, good size checklist.
And what is the next best that you have from which other bank is doing?
1.39, 1.29, 1.49.
They're
They're all
all below 1.5. Huh?
they're all below 1.5 variable.
I think this is an excellent opportunity to put together some.
Yeah.
We should act too ourselves. Okay. Okay. Now let me. So anything you have to add to this particular website? Okay.
No.
Okay. Let me show you the other website that he has, which is. Give me one moment. Let me remain on there till the time I bring you back to that one. Go ahead, Faisal. Do you want to add anything to your credit repair now.ca?
No, it's a simple. I mean, we've done wonders with this one where clients you should be able to just delete everything and just say credit repair now.ca.
Okay,
Delete the rest of it.
not a problem. I'm going to do that. Not a problem. You go ahead, Faisal. What do you have to
Um,
explain on that particular one till I
yeah,
get to it?
we've done some wonders on it.
Okay,
Um, some really good work on that one. Clients have been very happy. We've been able to get them mortgages and many different things.
okay. I'm having some cache problem, Faisal. So
Hmm.
the other website is creditrepairnow.ca. Is that right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And give the prospects heads up what you have been able to do the latest ones.
So there's many things that can be done. Boosting credit score, removing unauthorized items, working through disputes, but more affordable. More importantly, the service is affordable and fast.
Mm-hmm.
It's very transparent,
Okay.
and it's a step-by-step system. We've had clients that have done their credits, and they've gone from 0 to 618 in 70 days. Um, and we work with
What do you mean by
Equifax and
0 to 600? What do you mean by 0?
no credit score to 618 credit score.
And above 600, you can get them a mortgage, is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And what has been the any other one? You have done some few of them last time, which was in the 500. You put
Uh,
them in,
yes. So if you are in 400 and 500, you can get up to 600 in 60 days,
within 2 months.
within 2 months.
And how much do you charge for that?
$1,000 is the fee.
Okay.
Depending on, yeah,
So
there's a few other criterias to go through, but close to $1,000 is a fee.
and is that $1,000 per person, or if there are a couple, then what do you
There may be some discounts. We have to see as to if there is certain things overlaps and such. But typically $1,000 per person.
Okay, makes sense. Okay, so that is Faisal Garcia, and let me just get ahead with two of my websites, and let's see if I can get them working because it is freezing quite a bit at times. So as soon as they are up, anything else you want to add? Right?
No, it was a good webinar. It gave the numbers zero down. I mean, zero down. Actually, there's no product that exists, but there is a way to do it, and
Well said.
you
Well,
have
well said.
you
Well said.
have yeah, you have done it, and yeah, it's just couple of steps to be taken before um you become eligible to pick up the keys for your new home.
Okay. And so, yeah, I have my website. Give me a moment here. Let me go there. And I can open that up. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is one of my websites, which is manojatri.com. Again, oh, it was there. It vanished again. So, there is some uh, time frame there. As soon as it comes back, and you can be in touch with me there. And we have access to various some of the other products. As soon as it is up and running, I will take you there. Anything else you want to add, Fadi?
No, everything else um was covered pretty well.
Okay. Let's see if I maybe closing a few windows may help there. Let's see if I can have less time on the server and see if it can get there. So once it gets there, it was running okay. We didn't have much glitches there. Yeah, it is here now. Okay, Faisal, this is uh, the website that we are talking to you, which is called manojatri.com. It's taking its time to load. You can come here and have a look at this particular site. We are having some 3, 4 other websites also, and you
Okay.
can get some more information on the site. It is, yeah, uh, we buy houses. So we have investors who are wanting to jump on it and in any GTA area, any condition, but the market is hot anyway, so you may not be requiring that. If you can, these days, every property is selling like a hot cake. And then, if you're looking for some power of sale foreclosure listings, though they are very, very few and far in between, and you can always email me. I'll be more than happy to send you the foreclosure latest listings there. Now, the zero down with the cashback program, I just walked you through with the Rrsp and other stuffs there. You can also be in touch with us for rent to own, which is like trying to address the worst case scenario in the market. And that is, we have experts there, investors waiting to handle that. And then we are on alternate Mondays. We are there for a webinar and to discuss your topics here. And also, I am an expert in getting you top dollars when you are trying to sell your property. So feel free to give me a call for how much is your house worth instantaneously, and I'll be glad to give you those numbers. Let me give you another website, which is also quite rich with information, which is like MA in real estate. This is a newsletter where I curate around 8 to 10 articles on a daily basis. You can subscribe here, and then I will be emailing you daily with the latest what is going on in the real estate market here. So feel free to go through this, and on the site you have all my other websites listed in here, and all the listings and everything. You can be go through all the listings. You go can go through the pre-construction condos listings and things like that. And these are my social media contacts, and that brings us to the end of our discussion for today. And anything you would like to add before we conclude first?
No, the websites have a lot of content, lots of good content. I
Appreciate.
suggest our audience check them out carefully.
Wonderful. And we had a good, nice chat session too today. Yes, lots of people were going indulging. in chatting today. That was very, very good to know. And we are trying to overcome these glitches, which we're not that tech savvy, but we are trying to put it as best as possible. And so feel free to be in touch with us for rent to own, zero down with cashback, power of sale listings, and any other queries that you might have. I'm again signing off. Manoj Atri, your real estate agent with Remax Hallmark, and our expert Faisal Garcia, who is going to be there with you in a moment for last advice. Go ahead, Faisal.
Yes, sir. Thank you again, audience, and yeah, you all have a good night. You as well, sir, and we will see you with lots of more information in 2 weeks from now.
Thank you again very much, Faisal, for your time and expertise there. Look forward to the next after 2 weeks on the alternate Monday,
Mhm.
7 p.m. onwards, and we'll address. And if you have any other queries, please email us or put it on the chat, and we will try to address. And thank you again, Faisal. Thank you, audience, and
Thank you,
good night,
audience.
guys. Good